To our first ever YouTube live event. We're excited to be here at the church, even though you are not. We would really love to have you here, but, you know, all the rules and everything, we don't want to get you contaminated, because according to Holly, 3 of us might have it. That is not confirmed. That is just statistically speaking, according to some mathematical calculations. So, welcome and thanks for joining us. If you would, if you're streaming and following us, if you are able to, why don't you connect and type your name into the chat line. We would love to see who's following us and who's here. Holly, our wonderful high school girls small group leader, will be manning that chat, even though it says Jonathan Boniface. Sorry about that. John took over the world yesterday, so that's why we're sitting here in comfort. Tonight we're going to talk about dating. I love dating, even though I don't go out on too many dates. I apologize, Mary Joyce. But it's a lot of fun. It's something that you guys get to look forward to, even though girls are like, ew, and boys smell like dog vomit. So, thanks for joining us. Hey, I just want to recap a few things from last week. First of all, when it comes to dating, becoming the right person is so much better than finding the right person. That's what it's all about. We want you guys to feel like you have the confidence and the ability to become the right person. So that's what it's all about. So tonight, I've asked John and April to join us. I've asked Mary Joyce to join us. And we're going to tell you guys some stories. Some stories about what we should have done and what we shouldn't have done, as in our dating lives. We could probably tell you stories upon stories, I know I could, about how I messed up. I told you one last week about how I got scared and silent because I was afraid to talk to the girl. Well, it wasn't the only time. But we're going to hear from these guys because they're the experts. I'm just kind of monitoring this thing. But let's play a game.
All right.
So, we want you to type in 5 emojis that would convey how you're feeling about this whole you can't go anywhere, you can't do anything, you're stuck in your house with your brothers and sisters for the next 3 weeks, can't leave. How would you feel? 5 emojis to describe it now. Go.
So what do you think? What are your emojis?
Ooh.
I like some of those.
Wow.
There we go.
There you go, guys.
Natalie's all hard eyes. She likes being at home.
I kind of like it, so I'll probably be a controller, a game controller.
Video game junkies.
So we know if the base gets shut down, what you'll be doing.
Yep.
So Natalie Hill is happy, but Simon Hill is a little not happy.
That's awesome.
I think I'd put happy faces.
Heather Farnsworth is a mix of emotions.
She's a mom.
Caveman.
That's understandable.
Caveman, what's that? You're barfing at the end because you don't get to go out to eat anymore?
How about this one? We're going to switch it up. Now, if you had to ask that significant other out on a date,
Ooh.
and you had to communicate them with just 5 emojis, what would you put? What would you put?
I would like someone said fishing, video games, and food for me.
Yes. Throw a gun in there and we're set.
How would I do it for April?
Like, is this your pickup line or is this your... What was your question?
Yes, this is your...
Oh,
I would like to ask you out on a date.
Here's what we're going to do on our date, maybe.
Well, I was thinking more of how you're going to ask them. Not what we're going to do. Just...
Okay.
Yeah. April, what would you say? What would be some, like...
to be a lot of food. That's it. Oh,
Yeah,
maybe like a movie too. I don't know.
I like Michaela's. Michaela's was pretty good.
Yeah,
So-
see, hers is all food.
I
That's what
assume that
agree
some of
with.
you can watch the video but can't see the comments, and I apologize if you can't see the comments. So we'll kind of try to narrate a little bit of the comments too. Michaela's was pretzel sandwich, taco, hamburger, chicken. I can relate to that. So we've got some starry eyes. We've got some. Let's see.
Not
Eliana has some love and some. Was that a fox or cat? What is that? Fox. Flowers. I was waiting for some of the girls to post some flowers.
That's a good one.
I think mine would have some chocolate in there. I don't see any
that's
chocolate people. I need the sweets. Some
Oh.
chocolate,
Candy.
some ice cream, some flowers in mine.
I don't see no fishing up there. I need some fishing.
I see some pizza.
Somebody put a fox. Does that mean they want to go hunting for fox?
That was Eliana.
I doubt it.
Okay,
Eliana, I need the
Probably
fox
not.
explanation. Is this a puppy? Is this a dog instead of a fox?
Maybe he wants. She wants the guy to say, "Hey, you're a fox."
Ooh.
How
Is it
you doing?
cheese and tacos, Sarah? Nice, Sarah.
Oh, it's a lot of fun. Now, before Mary Joyce ruined it, how
What?
about
Oh,
what you're gonna do on that date other than just eat? Got any good
Still in
ideas?
emojis?
Still in emojis.
emojis we're gonna do.
Bob, you gonna poop then go shark diving? Wow, yeah, I love it. I like that.
Or he's gonna hunt for shark poop.
Cheeseburgers.
Hey man, you need palm trees. You can have cheeseburgers in paradise.
Ooh, that's nice.
Travel the world.
Alex is giving him the world, giving the girls the world.
Travel the world maybe in 6 months.
There you go.
Not right now.
Yeah, you don't want to traveling right now.
Oh, you guys are so
Cool.
much fun. We're gonna keep this going. Next week, if we're not meeting here together as a group, we're going to do a scavenger hunt.
Sure.
So, if you're just joining us, we are collecting your name, and at the end of this evening, we're gonna draw. One lucky winner is going to get a prize pack, because we know it's probably tough to go through this time. 3 weeks stuck at home with your brothers and sisters, and mom and dad might be barking orders telling you got to clean your room. So we're going to provide you on your front porch, because we don't want to have social interaction with you. We'll ring your doorbell and drive off, but there will be a prize pack for you. Some of it might include some goodies, such as some of these emojis that have been referred to, chocolate.
Ooh.
There you go. Some candy bars. And I know the essential need right now, everybody's looking for toilet paper. So we'll provide you with your own roll. You don't have to share it with anybody else in your house. So, thanks for joining us. Hey, let me read a verse to you. It is 1 Corinthians 13:4. Love is patient. Love is kind. Love is not jealous or boastful or proud or rude. It does not demand its own way. It's not irritable, and it keeps no record of being wronged. It does not rejoice about injustice, but also rejoices whenever the truth wins out. And ultimately, guys, that's what we want for you. We want you to win when it comes to looking for that perfect person. Is there a perfect person? No, other than Jesus. But we want you, as you begin to think about dating and all that stuff, to have the right tools that you'll be able to do what's best. That's what we want for you guys. We want love to win out. And we know that that's possible because Jesus won for us, and we can do that for others. So, who wants to go first and giving us a story about a win in your dating life? So you might have to think back. Like, we were talking about it today, and Mary Joyce and I, it was like, oh my word, it's been like last century since we dated.
Hey now.
So, just saying.
I mean,
So it feels like forever. But Mary Joyce, why don't you start us off with a story this was a win that you or you and the boyfriend may have done well. Doesn't even have to be about me.
Okay. So, one thing I think that Wade and I actually did pretty well, when we were dating, when we first got together, we were at the same school, and then I transferred to a different college, so we were separated and had to spend a lot of time communicating through various ways. We would talk on the phone. We're old, so it was before texting. Sorry.
It was tough.
We had to write letters. We had to find different ways to communicate. And I think we did a pretty good job learning about each other and developing our friendship more, even though we were not in the same school and in the same state even. For the last couple years of our dating life, we were in different states, and it took a lot of effort. So spending time asking questions about each other, getting to know each other, getting to know each other in different scenarios when we did get to be together, I think that made a big difference on just finding out who each other really was. I know one of the questions that Wade asked me a lot was, what makes you tick? What is it that makes you who you are? And I think you can use those principles even in your friendships with others, whether it's a dating relationship or just a friendship. But taking the time to invest in somebody else and find out what it is that makes them who they are. What makes them happy? What makes them sad? What are their likes and dislikes? Actually being interested and invested in somebody else's life makes a big difference. And that communication, figuring out ways to talk about it, is a good thing. Now today, since you're quarantined in your house, you can pretend you live back in the old days with us and write somebody a letter, send a card, think of a different way. I mean, yes, we can FaceTime, we can do the video chats. These are great ways that you can communicate with one another during this kind of weird time of life right now too. But communication, that's one of the things that I think we did okay with.
We did. And we're very opposite in nature. So if I'm red, she's blue. If I'm up, she's down. That's just how we are. But God has used that for us to understand each other and see each other differently. So we had a lot to learn our first few years of marriage, but we were able to communicate and get through that. So good job.
Thanks.
Awesome. So now let's mix it up a little bit, and let's say in your best emoji form, what you're going to do tomorrow afternoon with all of your free time because there's no school. 5 emojis, describe it, and go.
I wish I had no school.
I know, right?
I wish I only did at school, so I didn't have no school. Now I have to work.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to work.
It kind of stinks, doesn't
Yeah.
it?
Out of that one.
I'll be honest, I really don't want to come to work tomorrow.
Me neither.
Well, you've been here all day.
Well, have to get this up and running.
Yeah, I apologize, April.
Oh, Pineapple Hill is going to be sleeping all day. I like that.
I see a lot of sleep happening.
Who's Pineapple Hill?
Is that Chloe?
Yeah.
Which Chloe?
Chloe Hill.
Hill.
Pineapple
I'm sorry,
Hill.
Chloe.
All right, a little side note. Wade can't see the screen where we're watching this from where he's sitting. So I'm interpreting and saying this all out for his benefit as well as those of you that can't see the comments.
I didn't bring my spectacles.
Freeman, what is that? A skillet? Are you cooking all day?
Just cooking on.
eggs.
Cooking eggs all day.
Cooking
All right,
eggs.
I like it.
Freeman?
Fairborn just tomorrow, though, right?
What?
Fairborn has school? I thought they just started on Monday. Maybe not.
Tomorrow is Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just tomorrow. Maybe.
Hey,
I'm wrong.
if you're going to be cooking, you can bring it over to our doorstep and ring
Drop
our
it
doorbell and run away. We'll eat it for you.
As long as you don't sneeze on it.
Alex has
Please.
got music of every kind. He's going to play, listen, sing.
Good job, Alex.
Musical day.
So, John,
Yes.
Mary Joyce talked about something that she did well. Why don't you tell us something that maybe you look back and you're like, I should have done this differently? What would that be?
While April and I were dating, something that we didn't do very well is keep to our own boundaries physically. We and both physically and emotionally, we would set boundaries and aim for them, but no matter how hard we tried to keep to those boundaries, however we tried to protect ourselves on those boundaries, we always would find a way to go past them. And eventually, I mean, now looking back, I see how that affected our relationship. And even now, we've had times when we sat down and talked through them, and like that really did impact our relationship negatively. Even now, when we talk, it's like, oh, we reflect back and it's like, yeah, we probably should have done a better job at finding someone to keep us accountable when we were alone, or keep us well, first of all, never be alone by yourself and your girlfriend. I mean, that's something we learned the hard way. I mean, it's when you're alone with your girlfriend, might be a little. There's a lot of temptation there. So those boundaries get pushed a lot when you don't have accountability. You don't have even if you don't set your boundaries. We saw that we push those limits. So that's something that we when we were young and in high school, younger than somebody.
If I had a poop emoji, I'd throw it at him.
I wish someone would have come next to us and told us that, hey, or some adults kept us accountable and told us you guys are going too far, or just kept us in check and kept us accountable.
Okay.
Yep.
Nice. So you needed that person or people, maybe even a small group that could have held you to that.
Yep.
That's awesome. That's a very good point. I'm gonna play off of that one.
Okay.
I talked about it last week a little bit. Is I went out on a date with a big group of friends, but I was always encouraged that when you do dating, you do it just two people. And that's how I grew up going through high school, is you date somebody and that person becomes your friend and you do everything with them. And that was tough. When I got to college, we didn't do things that way. We were doing things in a group with other people. And I've learned a lot about dating since then, just watching the relationships that I had in college versus high school, where I would go to a movie with a girl and we would see a movie and then, everything was just the two of us instead of going out with friends. And I would encourage you, if you're thinking about dating somebody or thinking about some of those boundaries down the road, you might consider saying, you know what, we're going to go out with friends and make it fun. Have the time of your life. Go see a movie, go eat, go have a good time. I hear round one is probably pretty open right now, but but
just till 9.
Yeah, just till 9. Sorry about that. Have a little fun with it. So, April, why don't you tell us one of your goods or your bads or your uglies?
Well, Mary Joyce kind of said one of our goods that I was thinking when we were talking earlier. We kind of did the long distance thing too, because he was in the military and I was at school in Dayton, so he lived in South Carolina. So communication was pretty easy for us because we could only communicate over the phone. We did have texting, but Jonathan's against texting, so that was harder for me. He wanted a call or do Skype or do something like that. So communication was good for us. But then we also mentioned we did pretty good about trying to keep God as a focus and like trying to talk about God a lot. We were both we went to church together when he was around me. We would always go to church together. We did breakfast club while we were in high school and would go to breakfast club on Wednesdays and where we would have a little lesson and obviously breakfast. But we did try to talk about God, talk about what we were learning and stuff like that a lot, and try to keep God the center of our relationship too.
Nice. So let's take a little break from our talking and go back to posting stuff. So, when it comes to dating, it's fun. We love it. And I just drew a blank. I'm sorry. I was going to have you do
That's
something.
We love dating.
How about type something in that? What is something that you look for in your future wife or husband? What is one of the top qualities?
Yeah.
One of the top qualities you're looking for in a future husband and wife or wife.
Ooh.
Is this in emojis again or in words?
Probably should do words.
Yeah, let's do words. Yeah,
This could be hard.
What would that be?
Food. Is that money?
Likes Minecraft. Okay.
Honest.
What was my top quality? My top quality was back in high school was she had to learn how to cook like my mama.
Oh, that's a tall task.
Ecuadorian.
Oh, she did. April's so
In
good.
high school, though, she could do that?
In high school, she when she came
No,
over.
when you left for the military,
Oh, yeah.
that's when I started cooking with your mom.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense.
Not
She
really
did
in
learn.
high school.
I can't imagine.
I saw humor in a couple of them. That's a fun one.
Yeah. Humor's good.
Respecting me, loyalty,
Nice.
trustworthy.
Cat, excuse
She
me.
made it come from your name too, Cat.
Cat's not my. That's Holly under my name, just for the record.
Michaela put dogs, and Holly under Jonathan's name put cat.
Good communication. That's a good
I
one.
saw respect in a couple of them.
I'm going to have to throw one in here. I had to be attracted to her.
Oh,
If she was pretty, yeah, that was a game. I'm sorry, but you know what? If she wasn't, not gonna do it. So, yeah. I saw Mary Joyce playing volleyball, and I was like, ooh, hello. Cute, athletic. Just knocked off 2 of them.
She played soccer, so that was my
Oh, yeah.
soccer was where I went to.
Yep. Good job, guys. Those are some really good answers that you're putting on there. So, one of the things is there are times when we've got to focus on ourselves and getting ourselves ready to date. Sometimes that's tough because we don't want to look at ourselves in the mirror and be like, I might need to change things. You have to focus on you and get yourself ready to date. That means there's some rough spots in our lives. Each of us sitting on this couch, we all have rough spots. Then and now. We're not perfect. So we have to focus on some of those things, such as, you know what? I need to take a shower before I go out on that date. True story. Girls don't like coming up to a sweaty boy who smells like garbage. I worked at some of those places. Okay, you smell good. But it's one of the things that I looked for early on, and I wasn't sure if I learned this from like a pastor or something, but when I started dating Mary Joyce, I started watching how she interacted with her family. I was watching who she hung out with, her friend group at college. When we were going to college together, I knew her friends, and they were crazy, and they were troublemakers because they blamed us for scenarios that they did to her.
You talking about your friends or my friends?
Yes. One time, Mary Joyce's friends used Oreos and Oreo'd her car, her pretty white car, and they took the Oreos, snapped them apart, and stuck them all over her car.
They made my white car a polka dotted car.
A Dalmatian.
It was.
It was cool.
That's
But you know who they
awesome.
blamed? My friend group. My name was attached to that. They were silly like that.
It was funny.
But it was really cool to see one of Mary Joyce's friends take her under her wing and show her what it meant to be a disciple as well. So I'm seeing this cute young lady who's athletic, playing on the volleyball team, but then I see the spiritual life that she's being pushed to do. And that was something that was very attractive. So looking for some of those things, and you see that when you hang out with friends, when you're doing stuff together, when we would do stuff as a group. That was one of the cool things that I really enjoyed. That's one of the things that I think helped me choose, hey, you know what? I want to spend more time with her long term. So that was really cool. That was one of my positives. I remember, look at who they hang out with and how they act when they're in those friend groups or in those family groups. Because honestly, you marry into the family, you can't choose them afterwards. You're in, and it could be ups or downs. So Mary Joyce's parents are awesome. Totally Southern, totally cool, totally awesome. So that's one of my wins. Yep. So let's have them on the screen or in the chat. How about you guys tell us one of the things that you would love to do as a student ministry, or one of the things that we've done in the past as a student ministry that you really enjoy doing. So, and I'm going to have Mary Joyce read them because I can't read the screen.
Oh, baby.
So, I really love our retreats. I'm looking forward to our next winter retreat. Because we're shut down, it might be a good time to go and check out some of those camps. So,
Maybe so.
yeah. What do you got?
Kings Island, Airsoft, Underground Church on the Woods, For the Valley, camping, lock-in. Kings Island was fun. Round 1 party.
Caveman, you want to do airsoft?
I don't know what
Talk
Lord
to me,
Alexander
buddy.
said. He says, I don't know. That's what he said. Retreats, laser tag,
Another lock-in?
Minecraft server. Game nights, lip sync battle. I want to do lip sync battle again. I like
Yeah.
this.
That was fun, yeah.
Ooh.
They like the lock-ins. Young's Dairy.
Bonfire.
We kind of overwhelmed Young's Dairy last time we went there.
We could rent
Isabella,
out.
I'm down with
pet
paintball.
shelter and volunteer. Mud pit at the pool. Kara, yes. I don't know that the staff liked that a whole lot. A great inflatables party. Oh, that sounds fun.
Ooh.
Ecuador. That's happening.
Ecuador,
Hopefully.
yes, Lorelai.
Lorelai has to try guinea pig this time.
Yes.
Yes.
Agreed.
Lorelai, it's on live
Wizard
TV.
ball and lock-ins. Cool. Eat a chair. Okay. Who is that? Who put eat a chair? What's your name? I don't know who you are. Who is that? Do we know?
Nope.
Acoustic Cafe. You like that, Maddie? Good. That's awesome.
A guinea pig party.
We cleaned up the pool of mud. Yes, I know you did, Cody.
Good Cody. Okay, Mary Joyce.
Yeah.
What is something that you would do differently? Or something that just didn't go right?
Well, I said, Wade and I went for a walk this afternoon, and I said, communication is the thing I'm going to talk about. And it's for both sides. I think we communicated well at some points, but I think that's also been one of our biggest struggles. As far as when we were separated, and even into that first year of marriage, I think communication was a huge issue for us, learning how to talk to each other in a way, a little bit. First year of marriage was rough. It was rough to get to give up what you wanted for somebody else on a regular, everyday basis. That was a learning curve for both of us.
Amen. Preach.
We made it through, and we're doing fine. Probably it came back to some of it was expectations, the things I expected, and I expected him to just be able to know without me actually communicating and telling him. So it was a little bit of unfulfilled expectations on my part, but some of that stemmed from, oh, he didn't know that? Why didn't he know that? Oh, because I didn't tell him that. That's why.
You mean I'm not a mind reader?
You're not a mind reader. I should tell you what I'm thinking. I should tell you what I'm feeling. And you should listen and tell me what you're feeling back. That is how this communication thing works. So there were times that we definitely did not do that well. I told you guys the story of forgetting my 21st birthday. He told you on stage that one night, if you were in youth group that night. We had celebrated my 21st birthday with my parents the weekend before. We had rented a limo, gone out to a really nice dinner.
Wait.
What?
We had not rented the
Okay,
limo.
my parents did it for me.
Thank you.
He didn't get the credit. They got the credit. My parents did that for us. But we had celebrated the weekend before. So you felt like we had celebrated and it was done, it was over. So on my actual birthday, I was back in North Carolina at school and he was in Georgia at school. And I was just expecting a phone call. Just a happy birthday, let's talk for a while on the phone. I literally sat by the phone for probably hours that night. And just as the time went by and he didn't call, didn't hear from him. Like, I think I tried calling him a few times and he was like out playing volleyball or something, not even in his room.
Yeah, it was.
I was like, what is going on? I was getting madder and madder as the time went by, more frustrated, more disappointed. And that was just, it was just it slipped his mind that it was my actual birthday. It was a miscommunication. It was a, oops, that happened. You know, I don't still hold a grudge. I promise. But those expectations, I expected a phone call that day and it wasn't met. And it was something that would have been easy had we just communicated, had we talked. It would have been fine. So there's lots of times like that where communication is really important.
Very important.
Very important.
We have learned a lot over the years, and it's been a lot better.
It has been a lot better. And I will agree, our communication via text often doesn't go well. Jonathan said he likes to talk on the phone more than texting. Sometimes you just can't read what the other person is really intending via text. So if you have the opportunity to do face-to-face conversations or phone conversations where you can at least hear the person's voice, do that instead of just always going the electronic route.
Yep. There's something to be said for that.
Yep.
Yeah. Awesome. So let me say this. I'm going to remind you what dating is. Dating, being in a relationship where the other person means more to you than just being a good friend. You might be dating somebody. And y'all can interpret that how you want to interpret it. But if you're looking at that special someone with some googly eyes, or you're texting them little heart emojis, yes, you might not technically be dating by your parents' standards, but it probably sounds like it. If you're being exclusive with somebody, you're probably dating them. So, how are you going to date well? John, can you tell us how to date well? What would that look like?
So, something that I've been kind of in the back of my mind lately would be that
Sorry, somebody typed in, I'm dating this lunch meat I'm eating, so it caught my eye and we laughed.
Who is that?
It's Chloe wrote it.
Chloe wrote it.
She said
I
it's
like your
Chloe.
comments.
Sorry.
I know.
I would say when it comes to dating,
Robbie, stop signing in as dad.
the first thing is honoring God in your relationship. How's your relationship going to honor God, and how's that going to lift you up spiritually? if you can't find that in your relationship with this person, is it worth giving up your spiritual life for this person? Second, I would say honoring your parents. That's sometimes we don't think about that in high school and when we're dating. But as when we're dating, we're looking to marry this person or looking at our future to spend our future with this person. Parents are going to be a big equation to that in the future. So to me, honoring your parents, their decisions, honoring them and what their view is on this relationship between you and this person. And then third, I would say lifting each other up. And when it comes to a relationship in early relationships, it's a lot of sometimes you tend to see more of what you want out of the relationship, but how can you lift her or him up spiritually, or how can you encourage them to uh, build their spiritual walk with God, and that's gonna get you guys closer more than just dating and getting into the physical part or just calling yourselves boyfriend girlfriend. So to me, when it comes to dating, those are the three things I look for: honoring God, honoring parents, and then honoring each other.
That's awesome. And that actually might play into, like, as you're getting to know their family, do something with them.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you, in the dating relationship, do something at home. Do a Monopoly night. Learn how to play euchre, which we still need to teach our kids how to do. But doing some of that interactive stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And parents, if you're watching, that might be a good opportunity for you to interact with your kids. Take them out on a date and show them what a date looks like. Hey, that's a good idea. Okay. Thanks, guys, for helping us understand that. But we value you, and that's ultimately what we want for you guys. We want your dating relationships, whatever they will look like or whenever that will happen, to be the best they can be. Last week I read Proverbs 24, and it says, "Put your outdoor work in order and get your fields ready. After that, build your house." Get yourself ready to be the person that God wants you to be in that relationship. Focus on what He's doing in your life, and don't worry about it. Have a little fun. I referenced earlier February 14th, 1996. Mary Joyce and I went to the circus in Atlanta.
We did.
And I think we still have a little tiny stuffed animal
I could have brought it. I'll bring it next time.
in the house of that date. It was a fun date. It was just going and watching the circus. Of course, you can't go to a circus anymore because they've been banned. But we did something fun and creative. Have fun with it. Don't take it too seriously. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy getting to know the other person, because ultimately we're called to love God and love others. And how do we love others? We relate to them well. So do you guys have any other recommendations or stories you'd like to give?
Dating-wise?
Dating-wise.
You did have a question, how long is this going to go?
Yeah.
And I will say we're probably
Yes.
wrapping up. We're not going to go till 8 o'clock.
No. Sorry about that.
Probably another 5 minutes, 10 minutes.
About that, yeah.
If that.
Because we got to get to a restaurant before they close down.
Yes.
We're ready for dinner. Oh, we're just joking with you guys. We love you very much. So what we're going to do is Ben has been watching everybody that has signed in or commented tonight, and we're going to raffle off, or I shouldn't say raffle, maybe give away this Staycation 2020 prize pack. And as I said, we're going to leave it on your doorstep, ring your doorbell, and then run away. So, Ben, how many do you have? Any idea?
I have no idea. Way more than 15.
Maddie wants to know how we get snacks over the live stream.
I think Lydia texted your sister a picture of the jelly beans. You can grab a few of those.
Grab a few off the text.
Hey, Holly, put some candy emojis up there for snacks for everybody.
You can't see the emojis.
Look at that little face on the bottom right.
What's for snacks?
Ooh. We do have a lot of Doritos in the pantry. We could probably do some nachos here. So, anyways, we love you guys. We thank you very much. We will post it on the Facebook and Instagram pages of who that winner is. make a big deal of it. But we just want to say thank you guys for your time. And I know it stinks that we can't gather together as brothers and sisters, but we're doing the best we can. And who knows, maybe God's going to use this for something really cool too. You're doing well. Let me pray for us, and then we will see you. Oh, yes, I have some announcements, but let me pray for us. God, thanks for this day. Thank you for every one of the students that call Fair Creek home. We ask that you would be with them through this time. I pray that you would just calm their nerves and help them to have patience, as it might be tough stuck at home at times. But God, thanks for what you're going to do. In your awesome name we pray. Amen. We need to have a few announcements. So we're not sure what's going to happen over the next week or two in regards to student ministry, let alone if we're going to be meeting together for church. But stay connected to the Instagram page, FSM Youth, or the Facebook pages, the Fair Creek Middle School or the Fair Creek High School pages. We'll also be sending out emails and opportunities for you to do things at home in your houses. One thing, students, that I would encourage you to do, you need to contact your small group leader this week instead of them contacting you. It's your responsibility. It's like you're asking somebody out on a date, but you're not really dating them. And see what's going on in their life, and then pray for your small group. Pray for each other. Cool?